Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Many years ago, there was a struggling cartoonist, and the struggling cartoonist was actually fired from his newspaper job. And they stated that he lacked imagination and he had no good ideas. Now, this same cartoonist had numerous failed businesses, okay, multiple. He came back for more and failed again and again and again until he decided to pivot. He decided to keep his focus in on storytelling and animation, which led him to creating one of the most beloved characters in animation history. Do you know who that character is? Put a guess in the chat. Well, this character was Mickey Mouse. And the man behind Mickey Mouse is Walt Disney. And all of y'all know the rest is history. I'm Jasmine Haley. I'm a transformative speaker and consultant. I have devoted my career to unleashing leadership potential through public speaking, and I serve as a master curriculum architect for legacy building organizations. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this example, because there's something here that we need to learn, specifically from Walt Disney's story. There's countless other stories of success, but this is really important for us because I have seen many posts about this feeling of quitting, right? And there are times in our own journey that we need to embody the spirit of quitting. We need to embody the spirit of pivoting, and we also need to embody the spirit of diversification. So I'm going to break down that as a critical lesson for all of us, because there's power in each of it. There's power in quitting, there's power in pivoting, and there's power in diversifying our income. Now, here's what we need to be super clear about is that quitting is not about accepting defeat. It's about realizing when a specific path that you currently may be on is not serving you anymore. So you have to have the courage to say, I'm going to venture into something that is relatively unknown. And that's huge. And so I want to commend anyone who's willing to have the courage to quit, who's willing to have the courage to pivot and also diversify. I have done all of those things multiple times. And the key thing, the essence of when you need to quit or when you need to pivot, or even when that quitting may mean that you put your business to the side and you get a W-2, it's really about understanding what's working for you and what's not. And it takes boldness to be aligned. Okay. We have some comments here. I want to make sure we highlight them. Wow. I'm celebrating you right now. I'm celebrating you right now for sharing that. So when we look at quitting, or when we look at pivoting, and we look at the flexibility we need as business owners, it's really about giving up methods. It's about giving up strategies. It's about giving up practices that are no longer serving our actual purpose, our actual legacy driven pathway. And when it came to Walt Disney, he quit jobs. He even quit business ventures that weren't leading him where he wanted to go. When we look at pivoting, when we look at quitting, it's really about agility. It's about our ability to change our strategies, to be able to adapt and move in a new direction. And when we look at the example of Walt Disney, he saw that his current endeavors weren't really yielding the results that he wanted. So maybe your business is there as well, and you may need to make pivots and changes, and you may need to quit some things that may not be working for you anymore. I'm in that lane right now for myself, as I'm thinking about what kind of business model will help support me and the life that I desire to create, because that's extremely important to me. Thirdly, when we look at diversifying our income, it's really a strategic move for us because we need to be able to consider, through whatever economic climate that we may be in, how we're going to continue to produce revenue. And having multiple income streams is important. It provides us some of that security. It provides us in a place where we're not stuck when things change in this ever evolving business climate that we're in. And Walt Disney did this brilliantly because, as I mentioned on the outset of the story, he was into storytelling and animation, but he didn't stick to animated films. As we know, he ventured into television, theme parks, and other enterprises. And that is exactly something that we can model in the work that we do. And so as business owners, when we're looking at, the growth and where we want to be in our business, and we know that things are constantly changing, the question we need to ask ourselves is how can we do it effectively? And that's exactly why I've coined the term legacy scaler and why my business exists. We provide resources, training, and the community so that if you decide to quit strategies, if you decide to walk on your legacy driven path and get a W-2, that's totally fine, right? It's all about finding out where your resiliency is going to be built so that you can adapt, so that you can evolve, and you can grow in a way that is aligned most with you. And so, to further our mission, we've created the Legacy Scaler Conference. It's something that I want to invite you all to attend because many of us, no matter where we are in our journey, will have to quit some things or strategies. We will have to pivot, and we definitely need to really consider how we diversify our income. And the way in which I have done that is through speaking. And the way in which I've also done that is really learning how to capitalize and monetize on my area of expertise with curriculum design, with creating curriculum, with taking my proprietary processes and learning how to monetize that. And at the Legacy Scaler Conference, I've invited some of my people that I've admired over the years, people that I have deemed my friends, to come to Atlanta, Georgia, October 12th to the 14th, and be a knowledge and be a resource to other business owners, to other professionals, experts, speakers, authors, so that we can come together, we can all learn, we can connect, we can collaborate, and we can grow, and we can build businesses that not only make a difference, but will be able to serve us in the life that we want to live. And there's no way that any of us, with the countless number of reminders we've seen over the last few months of so many business owners that are burnt out, that we need to pick and choose, right? There's no right way to grow business. And there's been plenty of times where I've taken a W-2 while I've been growing my business. And there's times where I've decided to leave those experiences and continue to look at ways to evolve in which I diversify within my own business. But guess what? I'm still here. I'm still here 7 years later. And I want to encourage each of you to take on this experience with more flexibility, with more grace, and being open to understanding that you have the power to define what your level of success is, and you can do so in a way that brings you joy. So I'm going to highly encourage each of you to make sure that you apply and learn more about this opportunity with my friends and I, October 12th through 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, for the Legacy Scaler Conference. The foundation of what we do is speaking. We talk about leveraging your brilliance, but what's most important is that we also focus in on the power that we all have and the courage we can all be able to demonstrate when we choose a business that aligns to the life that we want to live. And I am a business person, but at the fundamental foundation of everything that I do, I am family first and I am faith first. And those are very important to me. So I want to encourage you to embrace those same principles so that you can create your own lasting legacy. And I hope to see you at our Legacy Scaler Conference. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Head to legacyscaler.com and we hope to see you there. Take care.